as a person of interest, we dive into the transformative power of meditation with spiritual leader Kamlesh D Patel, affectionately known as Daaji. Now, his roots are of a student in the United States, and now he is a global advocate for inner peace. Daaji shares his vision for a more harmonious future, his journey into spirituality, and why meditation is the key to solving modern day challenges. We have absolutely no doubts that it is. So without any further delay, let's welcome him on the program. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Daaji. Would like to start by asking you what inspired you to start your journey. You were studying in the US as we read. How did you begin and how did you start your spiritual journey?
Well, I began this spiritual journey, sometime in 1976 during my student days in the pharmacy college. After studying pharmacy, I went to the United States for further studies, where I started this pharmacy empire there. My guru's teachings always guided me that material life, or day-to-day bhautik jivan, and spiritual life must be bridged, must be integrated. I should not leave one for the other. And that became the foundation of my life, actually. So, in short, I would say spirituality and material existence went parallel. And in fact, each time I practiced, it not only guided me in spirituality, but it also guided me in my day-to-day family life and the business world and the social world. So I would say it was all guided to make the balance of both the material and spiritual life.
Balance is what we're all seeking, but how do you balance your own principles and goals with the higher beliefs of meditation? How do we stay in our day-to-day life and continue to be centered? A lot of us struggle with that. Do you have some tips?
Well, one need not trash away the most cherished goals of day-to-day life. We have many multiple goals in this life. At the same time, we have one single goal of the existence. So we have to differentiate between the lives of individuals and the existence of an individual. During this lifetime, I'm certainly going to have various mini goals. Having a car, for example, having a good family life, supporting your family with all the best means that you can. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. While meditating, one sharpens one's consciousness. And through this sharpened consciousness, one is able to make decisions on moment-to-moment basis. And because of that, you are able to lead a peaceful and calm life, you see. And that somehow navigates you through the entire journey of life. Meditation sharpens your intelligence, refines your consciousness, so you are able to make day-to-day decisions very precisely.
Couldn't agree more, but the struggle with meditation is that not a lot of us sort of get it right. Do you want to take us through what is your key to doing meditation regularly and getting into deep meditation?
You know, meditation is a loosely translated word from our original Sanskrit word we call dhyan. So we have to understand what this dhyan actually is all about. Now, when you split this word dhyan, it has two words, di plus yan. Di, if you refer to Gayatri Mantra, it talks about wisdom, the ultimate wisdom. And yan means a vehicle. Vehicle that transports you to the ultimate wisdom, that very process is called dhyan. Now, what is it that propels this vehicle? Every vehicle needs energy. On my own, if I close my eyes and try to meditate, have dhyan, I will be unsuccessful, however sincere you are. So, in order to support this vehicle, that is used in Dhyan. Kathopanishad talks about pranasya pranaha, just as we require annasya annam, meaning the food for the body, balanced diet for the body. Likewise, we need mental food to enrich our contemplative areas of our existence. But what about the spiritual food that nourishes our soul? And without this spiritual force, without this spiritual energy, I cannot be transported to a higher level of consciousness. It is a gift of my master who has given us all the ability to transmit this pranahuti or the energy. And the recipient, however new he may be or she may be in this practice, will surely be transported to a higher level of consciousness in the very first session itself.
Yeah, but for a lot of us, it doesn't happen in the first session. We did an entire episode actually dedicated to meditation on World Meditation Day. And there also one of the experiences we got was that meditation is now mainstream, right? In classrooms, in offices, in groups, people are traveling to meditate. But is it something that can be taught, or is it something that has to be experienced?
Well, we have to gamify this serious business of meditation. People often think that meditators have a long face and they're very serious. In fact, if we gamify this entire spiritual practice, children would love it. What if I tell you, through practice of meditation and relaxation that we offer and train children, they are able to close their eyes, blindfold themselves, and read things with blindfold. They can identify whether a person standing in front is man or woman. They can also identify what you're wearing. And some highly advanced children, they can even say what their mother is doing while they are in the school.
Wow.
So these are many possibilities of gamifying a spiritual practice so that the interest develops. After all, we are always looking for the results of anything. If I'm working, what is the outcome for my work? My salary, my satisfaction. What is the outcome of my study? I become educated, get a degree. What is the outcome of spiritual practices? And all religions, without an exceptions, they thrive only on two things. They say, after that, you will go to heaven if you do this, and this. If you don't do this, you'll go to hell. There's only two instruments they use, fear and temptation. I like to show it to the world, and especially to our youth, that spiritual practices are experientiable. They can transform you and feel that transformation, perceive that transformation in this very life, in this very moment itself.
I love that bit you said about gamification of meditation. And that's how we can perhaps take it to several generations and help people understand it as well. That's quite nice. But as a vision, what do you have on a global scale for meditation? Where are we headed with this? Never before have we seen so much of awareness for this practice.
Well, through chaos comes the harmony, as they say. The new beginning always demands some level of transformation. You see, most people are not willing to change their position because the existing position that we all have is a comfortable one. We like to be in our comfort zone, so no one likes to change. I would like to see a world where there is mutual trust and respect. And this will result in love towards each other and harmony will be created. I like to see that individuals at a personal level are at peace with themselves. And only when you are at peace with yourself, then and then only you can expect to have a world peace. I cannot speak from a political platform and say with a wand I can change and make the world peaceful. Lord Krishna could not do it during his lifetime, neither did Jesus nor did Prophet Muhammad. No one can do it.
Yeah.
It has to be an individual approach. I try to transform the world, I will definitely fail. My experiment is only with each individual, one heart at a time.
That's actually a good approach. One heart at a time that we need to transform. But you spoke about being at peace with yourself. Talk to us about how does one do that?
Well, if you plant an apple, you expect apple. If you are planting something in your heart for peace and you get something else, instead of that, some restlessness, then take it for granted you are on a wrong path. Your heart will tell you. So you don't need anyone to tell you whether you're on a right path or a wrong path. Are you emotional about your path? Then you'll always make a wrong judgment. Be neutral, be honest with yourself and put your hands over your heart and say, my Lord, please tell me if I'm doing this correctly or wrongly. You will know it right away. See, Lord Krishna talks about how to approach him. When Arjun was shown the Vishwarup Darshan, after that Arjun asks a fundamental question that you have been so benevolent, generous to me. But what about the others who will come after us? How will they recognize you? Krishna talks to him very simply. He says, Hridaya me pashyasi, means look myself in your heart. He also says, I dwell in every heart. I am Antaryamin, I dwell in every heart. And where are we looking? Our vision has always remained external. We have to internalize. And this internalization process, feeling of the presence of the Lord, is always within the heart.
It is, when you say it like that, it seems like so simple to apply, but could you also share some concrete actions which would make all these ideas more applicable in this crazy world that we live in?
Concrete action will be right now if they want to try this heartfulness way of meditation. Right now, as we are watching this video or watching this TV session, close your eyes and imagine that presence of divine presence in your heart and be receptive towards this transmission. And I will be transmitting from where I am and you will be feeling that, and take it for granted. Sit for 20 minutes and after 20 minutes, look at yourself and say how you feel. Is there a difference between before you sat for meditation and at the end of meditation? If you feel lightness, joyful, peaceful, then that's the path for you. During meditation, main problem most people have is thought regulations. But I will put it in my master's words. He says, look, just as eyes are to see, ears are to hear, mind is to think. Don't stop that activity. Let the mind think, but remind yourself that I am meditating at the moment. So bring it back to this noble idea of meditation. Each time you stray away from the main thought of meditating on the divine presence. Try this. You have nothing to lose. Anyway, what are you going to do after watching this TV session? Close your eyes, relax, and invite this pranahuti very prayerfully in your heart. Sit for 20 minutes and experience what it can do to us.
That's actually a great note to end this conversation on. Thank you so much, Daaji, for joining us and sharing all those insights and your perspective on meditation with our TVC viewers. It's a good note. We've done the topic of meditation several times on the program. If you have some tips on how we should go about it or what you experienced, what helped, please ensure to write in to us. Our details which flash on the bottom band that you see on the screen. On that note, let's take a